This episode of the Sports Box is sponsored by DJ Cruz, aka Anthony Cruz. For all your DJ and event planning needs, call Anthony at 609-513-6395 and mention you saw him on the Sports Box.
Well, hello and welcome to the Sports Box. The only opinion that matters. You took my thing.
I did.
Is right here. I am Mike LeGarrette. Actually, I'm gonna have like anxiety all the rest of the show. I am Mike LeGarrette, the nervous one, aka Hamilton Mike, along with my partner Brian, the Ranger Retard, bringing you another great thing, the AFC Championship. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that I took your projectile away.
I'm a little PO'd about that.
We're saving the wall and the camera for our viewers.
I might flip the table later, but anyway. You know what? What else is funny that you can get us everywhere? Well, it's not funny, but you can get us everywhere on social media.
Most certainly. Twitter and Facebook, both at Sports Box Show, as you saw in the intro. And, of course, we want to thank our YouTube subscribers. The number just keeps going up, up, up. We can't thank you guys enough for the support. Subscribe if you haven't. You'll have an opportunity at the end of our show. You'll see the Sports Box logo come up about right around here next to my head. Go ahead and click that and subscribe if you haven't already. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. We're going to have a lot of great content for you, so make sure you join the ride.
And if you can send something in so I can throw it across the room, please. Very, very helpful.
Some pillows.
No, no pillows. I want angry things. I want concrete. Anyway, let's get to the game, Brian. AFC Conference Championship game, and this is going to be another tough game to pick. You talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Kansas City last week. I wouldn't say dominating the game because they did kick 6 field goals in the game, but moving up and down the field in Kansas City wasn't a problem last week. Kansas City did their best with that nasty defense to slow them down, but as I mentioned in the show, it's tough to slow down Pittsburgh and a lot of different weapons and a lot of Le'Veon Bell.
A lot of Le'Veon Bell. It's the second straight week that Bell set a postseason record for the Steelers in yardage. I mean, they just look like a team right now that's just really, really gelling together at the right time.
Yep.
There was a lot of questions, with them coming into the playoffs. They hadn't really had that great of an ending to the season after. Well, the Ravens game was good, but you know what? I mean, they're looking solid right now, and they meet a familiar foe in the New England Patriots. New England obviously never makes it this far, right? Oh, they do every year. Gotcha. Sorry. The AFC just needs to be dominated by just a couple quarterbacks.
Yeah.
This game seems to have Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and Flacco once. The same teams every year, so this should be no surprise.
Patriots, as we predicted, rolled down the Texans. Sorry, Texans fans, you guys were in it for the first half, got some turnovers, made some things happen, but just couldn't seal the deal. It's just Brady. It's just too much. Throwing all over the field, finding guys open that never get the ball. Again, he's doing it all without Gronk. It's just amazing to me how Tom Brady does it year after year after year. So getting into the game, here we go off to New England to watch Ben Roethlisberger face his old buddy Tom Brady. If you look at the stats on these games, Brady's 4-0 against the Pittsburgh Steelers and 363 yards against them. Per game. You look at the numbers, Brian. Offensive-wise, New England's 4 and Pittsburgh's 7. You look at the defense, New England's 8 and Pittsburgh's 12. And then you look at the line out in the game, and it's +6 by the Steelers. You think, why is this so lopsided? But I mean, this game is another tough game to call. How do you win in Foxborough? How do you go up there and beat a team that's just Brady is on a mission this year. He's done more things this year, missing 4 games than he's done in previous years. I mean, where do you start, Brian, with the Patriots?
I don't think he can, and that's been the story of the NFL for since Brady's been there. You go back since 2004, and just to give you a statistic to mention my previous one, since 2004, it's been either the Patriots, the Steelers, or a Peyton Manning-led team, other than the 1 year Flacco went, that has led their team to the Super Bowl. That's amazing and absolutely insane if you really think about it. But you look at this game, they did play earlier this year. Brady played, Ben did not. Gronk played. So, I mean, these teams are a little different than they were at that time. Yep. But, New England, by their own admission, did not play that well against Houston. And I don't necessarily know if they looked down on an opponent without a quarterback and not much of a functional offense to say we could probably win this game without trying that much. We did kind of say on the Sports Box it wasn't going to be that close of a game, and New England still actually found a way to cover.
Yep.
Again, Pittsburgh's got playoff pedigree. This coach has won a Super Bowl. The quarterback's won a Super Bowl, a couple actually. But again, I would venture to guess that this is probably not the matchup that if the Pats could pick one, that they would. I mean, I know Brady's had success against Pittsburgh, but their offense is much more explosive than, respectfully, Kansas City's.
Yeah, and you know, here comes the Steelers with a big task of going into a place that's not a good place to play. And you know, it's not all on Tom Brady and Roethlisberger. These defenses, New England has really picked up the tempo in the last couple of games. They're really playing solid. They're getting some pass rush. Their secondary is very good. And then you look at the Pittsburgh defense, and you know, the aging wonder Harrison just doing it again with leading their team with sacks. And you know, you got Mike Mitchell back there. You got a lot of guys back in the secondary to do some damage and play very well. Very, very tough game to call. I'm going to go out on a limb there, and I'm going to think that Pittsburgh, you know, can shock the world. I think Pittsburgh can go into Foxborough and squeak this one out. I think it's a steady tempo. The defense is going to have to play solid, although they're going to have to run into a lot of wide receivers of the Patriots. I think if anybody can do this task, I think Steeler Nation can do this. I'm going to take the Steelers in a very close game. They're going to knock off Tom Brady and off to the Super Bowl.
Now, are you picking the Steelers because you know I'm going to pick New England and you're one win behind me in our playoff standings and you're just trying to like tie me?
Although that would be the move, it's very. I just have a feeling the way Pittsburgh's playing, Ben Roethlisberger is going to get that much more healthy. Even though Brady is on a mission, and I've been saying that all year, he's on a mission to win the Super Bowl. I just think that if anybody can slow the New England Patriots down, even though it is in Foxborough, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they can eke this one out. Very close game. This could come down to, again, who has the ball last. Tom Brady has the ball last. You know what he can do. If Ben can have the ball last, you know, what can he do? Boswell kicked 6 field goals last week against a great Kansas City team. They moved the ball, stopped, kicked the field goal. They got points. Although you're not scoring a touchdown, they did get points, and that defense was stout enough to keep them in the game.
And it's always next man up for New England. It just seems like, you know, when you key on one guy, another guy beats you. You know, Deion Lewis came back 3 total touchdowns in the game against Houston. There's just, even without Gronkowski, I mean, you take Gronkowski off of the other 31 teams in the league, and trust me, you notice it. For whatever reason, it just seems that, you know, it's just coaching. You know, it's Bill Belichick, as much crap as he gets for all of the scandals and things, and really as much respect as he gets for his success, I don't think it's enough. I mean, the guy's just a football genius, and it's a great coaching matchup, a great quarterback matchup. You know, I think that Pittsburgh's got the advantage on the run game for sure, but even through the air, it's probably very similar. You know, I think it's going to come down to defensive coaching and abilities, and I think that New England's going to find a way. Again, they're at home. They're such a hard team to beat at home anyway. In the playoffs, it almost never happens. Tom Brady's going to do enough to win this game. I think New England's going back to the Super Bowl. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. That's what this is. All this team really, you know, they're in many ways, you know, and you don't want to hear this in Boston, but they're the New York Yankees of the NFL. I mean, if it's Super Bowl or bust every year, and anything short of that is not a success at all. You know, this is just another check mark in Brady's legacy. He just keeps beating teams, and you know, again, I think we're going to be pleased with a great matchup here, just in the NFC as well. But I do think that Brady finds a way to get this done, and like I said, he's got more around him than you think he does, but it's because of him. He makes those players better.
I'd love to be wrong and think that Brady's going to go to the Super Bowl, but when it comes to picking games, I try to lay it out there like I see it, and I think, like I said, if any team can go into Foxborough and actually win this game with the revenge factor that they have, I think it's Pittsburgh Steelers. I think you're going to get a lot of Le'Veon Bell. I think you're going to get a lot of Antonio Brown. You know, Eli Rogers a little bit, maybe a little bit of coach. You're going to mix it up. Ben's going to have to mix it up a little bit. We will see. We will see. Very interesting matchup. So you got Brian going with the Pats, and I'm taking the Steelers. Go Steeler Nation.
I sleep well, and I'm picking Tom Brady to win anything.
Well, it's hard.
But whether it's horseshoes, whether it's quarters, poker, whatever, Tom Brady's probably going to win whatever he's in. So
what about beer pong?
He doesn't seem much of a drinker.
Yeah, he could probably do well in beer pong. He'd probably just start being a sniper. But anyway,
he'll take a little air out of the ball.
So yeah, I think Roethlisberger could be a sniper too. But you know, go Steelers. I think the Steelers eat this one out. I think Steelers win this one going away. So thank you for very much watching. Did I say very much watching?
Very much watching, because they're watching very much.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Sports Bucks. We really appreciate this the AFC Conference game. Keep an eye out. We always have good stuff coming.
And, of course, as I mentioned before, Twitter and Facebook, both at Sports Bucks Show. Want to see you guys subscribing to us on YouTube, of course. If you haven't yet, in a couple seconds here, you're going to see the Sports Bucks logo right about here. Go ahead, click that and subscribe. Our numbers keep just exponentially growing. It's my word of the week. It's awesome. We can't thank you guys enough. I mean, it's been so humbling and surreal to kind of see this thing kind of grow like we always wanted it to. Now it's finally going to start. Now, we had over 30-something thousand views on the Kansas City Pittsburgh preview. Yeah. How awesome is that?
That is
right?
awesome.
So we can't thank you guys enough. Again, keep it going. We appreciate it. And if you have some content ideas that you want to see us cover, tweet us, Facebook us, email us, comment. You know, send us a registered mail. Send us anything from Amazon.com if you want to send. That's fine.
Registered mail.
Anything, yeah.
Certified in front of my house.
Carrier pigeon, you know, whatever. Anything you want to get to us, we want to make sure we're giving you what you want.
And remember, folks, after we watch football, keep an eye out for us. Make sure you subscribe because we're going to have stuff going through the year. We're going to have basketball talk. We're going to talk. Me and Brian are going to have hockey guys. We're going to talk. I'll talk a little golf with you. Definitely talk about the Masters and all that stuff coming up. I mean, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on here, so make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out after football season's done. We're going to go into other stuff. We'll keep an eye out for you know, some great stories, and we'll do all kinds of stuff for you.
And of course, WWE and UFC are year-round, so they're always going to be featured on the sports box.
WWE, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can even reenact the Rousey fight. That'd be quick, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching the Sports Box. We appreciate it. And remember, the only opinion that matters is right here. Thanks for watching, folks. See you.
Don't forget to subscribe.